Chapter 6. Brendan Espinosa. A prophet is not without honor, but in his own country, and among his own kin, and in his own house. That's a quote from the Bible, King James Version. It turns out, this applies to YouTubers as well. Here I am, ready to shoot the greatest video in the history of humanity, and I can't get anybody to help me. Come on, you guys, I plead with my fellow vidiots, members of Hiawassee Middle School's video club. You can't all have dentist appointments. It's against the laws of probability. All right, you got me, admits Hugo Verberg, raising his hands in surrender. I don't have a dentist appointment. The reason I won't help you is because you're completely out of your mind. What do you care? I shoot back. That's my problem, not yours. I'm not asking you to do the hard part. I just need someone to be my wingman. Shoshana, you'll help me, right? Not in a million years, is her reply. You're going to get yourself in trouble. I'll put your name on YouTube as a co-producer. I wheedle. Oh, good, she drawls. It'll help the cops spell my name right when we get arrested. I'm out, Brendan, and you'd be out too if you had any sense. So it's no. No from Hugo, no from Shoshana, no from Barton, no from the whole video club. Mauricia even suggests that I should see a mental health professional. I slump against my locker, watching them walk away, deserting me. Where's the loyalty? Where's the club spirit? Where's the fire of creativity? The betrayal stings, but mostly, I hate to miss out on this idea. It could be the next thing that goes viral, but it can't go viral if it never gets made. I look around the crowded hall, kids loading up backpacks for dismissal. Do I know anybody? Actually, I know just about everybody, but none of them will meet my eyes. I'm not the most popular guy at school. I'm not sure why. I'm on the honor roll, president of the video club, champion of the academic decathlon 2 years running. Come to think of it, those are probably some of the reasons why kids aren't lining up to ask what I'm doing after school today. Nobody even acknowledges my existence. Then, out of the passing parade, someone notices me hunkered down beside my locker. Oh man, it's Chase. That's all I need to put the finishing touch on this perfect afternoon. Bad enough I can't shoot my video. I don't need to hang by the waistband of my underwear off a peg in the girls' changing room. He pauses, frowning at me, as if trying to come up with where he remembers me from. It must be weird to walk around your own school knowing nobody, when you should know everybody. A familiar face, even mine, must really stand out. The cafeteria, I supply. We almost had lunch together. I'm Brendan. His face relaxes into a sheepish smile of recognition. His arm sling is gone, and even his cuts and scrapes are fading. Chase, he introduces himself. I have to laugh. Everybody knows you. How can I forget the face that starred in so many of my nightmares? With Joel Weber gone, I might be next on the list of preferred targets. I should have told him my name was Harold. Too late now. On the other hand, the word is Chase is off the football team, thanks to his head injury, and he certainly seems different than he was last year. Maybe that's because once you've cut a guy's chicken for him, he can never really be that scary again. So I tried the impossible. Hey, Chase, are you busy this afternoon? He shrugs. What have you got in mind? I push my luck. I'm shooting this video to put up on YouTube, but I need a wingman. Can you help me out? Part of me is screaming, "Abort! Abort!" It's one thing to coexist in a world with people like Chase Ambrose. It's quite another to recruit the guy for something nobody else will touch. He never actually says yes. He just goes with me. I explain on the way. And when I tell him how the video is going to go, he doesn't even tell me I'm nuts. He just laughs and asks me if I'm kidding. Just because something is funny doesn't mean you treat it like a joke, I assure him. Comedy is serious business. If people are going to laugh at this, it'll be because we worked hard at it and got it right. He actually seems to think that over. Yeah, I can see that. But I'm not the one who's going in, right? My doctor would freak out, not to mention my mom. Wow. Chase Ambrose has a mom? I always thought the popular people floated down to Earth in a column of pure light from the great space arc. It's all me, I promise. You just have to work camera too. We stop by my place to pick up the tricycle. Chase even takes it for a test drive on the street, practically cackling with mirth. I laugh too, because he looks pretty funny. He's a tall guy, so as he pedals, his knees rise up around his ears. My mother comes out to investigate the ruckus. When she sees who I'm with, she's practically ready to dial 911. I can't really blame her. When the Chases of the world hang out with me, it usually means I'm about to be dangled by my feet out a high window. I'm fine, Mom, I soothe her. Chase is helping me on a video project. Good to meet you. Chase introduces himself politely. She's tight-lipped. Oh, we've met. I get Chase out of there before Mom says something I'll regret. We head downtown, taking turns alternately riding, pulling, and carrying the trike. Our destination? The Shiny Bumper car wash on Bell Street. I hand him the school flip cam, and he goes off to distract the attendants. Chase is even better for this than one of the vidiots, because he's kind of a celebrity around town. Not just a star athlete, but the son of the last star athlete. He's heard about his accident over the summer, so all the attention is on him. That leaves me free to sneak around the back and put on the headband with the other camera mounted on it. A waterproof GoPro I brought from home. Sneaking ahead of the next car, I place the tricycle on the conveyor, bracing my wheels against the tire block that moves vehicles through the washing tunnel. Then, I sit down on the trike, reach up to the camera, and hit record. My heart is pounding, and I'm tense with anticipation. This is it. The moment of truth. The conveyor pushes me, and the first blast of water hits. It's all I can do to keep from screaming. It's ice cold. Considering the research and planning I did to get ready for the stunt, it never occurred to me that they'd use cold water in a car wash. I take hot showers. Why wouldn't cars? The frigid blast has my heart beating so fast it's practically popping out of the top of my head. I try to tell myself to get used to it, but it's not possible. I'm hyperventilating to the point where I can't get any air in. Just when I'm about to pass out and topple off the trike, the water stops. Gasping for breath, I glance over to the observation area. Sure enough, there's Chase, filming. I experience a surge of relief. The only thing worse than going through this would be going through this for nothing. My reprieve is short-lived. The soap is next, pelting down on me like wet snow. They only know two temperatures in here, cold and colder. Two gigantic spinning brushes come at me on robotic arms. I'm vaguely aware that my glasses are gone. That's not important, though. I reach up and confirm that the GoPro is still strapped to my head. Out of the corner of my eye, which stings now, from the suds, I see that Chase is still following along. He's hysterical with laughter, but the camera is steady in his hands, and that's the main thing. The rinse cycle is next. More hyperventilating, followed by a blast of wind that threatens to hurl me off the tricycle. Actually, it's great. It's the dryer. And it's hot. Even better, it means I'm coming to the end. There should be light at the end of the tunnel. But I can't make out much. I lost my glasses when the brushes did their thing. When the door lifts, I pedal out of there, nearly running over Chase. He never stops filming, not even when the manager turns off the machinery and comes to chew us out. "Very stupid, Ambrose," he yells. "Is this your idea of a joke? You could have gotten him killed, you know. This isn't the first time you've put people in danger in this town. I'm surprised you didn't have a few cherry bombs left over. I'm calling the cops." "It isn't Chase's fault," I managed to croak. "It's mine." I have very little strength left, but I have to speak up. The whole thing was my idea. It's my video project. I talked Chase into helping me. "Brendan?" The manager squints at me. I guess I'm not that easy to recognize, soaking wet and half dead, and my skin all slimy. I think I got a wax treatment in there somewhere. "Is that you? Why would you do such a crazy thing?" "I'm the president of the video club at Hiawassee Middle," I supply. Adults always cut you more slack if they think something's a project for school. It does the trick, especially when I promise to put an ad for the shiny bumper on the club's yearbook page. Sure, I get yelled at, but at least no one is talking about calling the cops anymore. The manager even sends one of his employees into the mechanism to rescue my glasses, which are undamaged, except for a small crack in the right lens. We head back to my place. I'm riding the trike, mostly because I'm too weak to stand. Chase carries the precious cargo, the 2 cameras with the footage on them. "Sorry, Chase," I mumble, contrite. "I didn't mean to get you in trouble." He cocks an eyebrow. "Looks more like you got me out of trouble." All I did was tell the truth. The whole thing was my idea. "That guy was ready to have me arrested," he insists. "Well," I tell him, "that's mostly because of your reputation." Oops. That is, your old reputation, you know, for stuff you probably don't even remember doing. In my depleted state, I'm not thinking straight. I'm digging my grave with my mouth. He shakes his head. My reputation wasn't what made the difference. That was all yours. You must be somebody pretty special around here to get that kind of reaction from a guy who runs a car wash. I'm blown away. My record as a nerd and goody two-shoes never seemed like much to me before. For sure, it didn't compare to Chase's. Athlete, bad boy, big man on campus. But it was my reputation, not his, that got us out of a jam back there. At my house, we managed to sneak upstairs without Mom getting a look at her baby boy in such a state of disrepair. I'd never be able to convince her that Chase didn't do it to me. A bully palooza, where I was half drowned in the river and had my glasses smashed by a ball-peen hammer. I can barely bring myself to take the time to change out of my wet clothes. That's how anxious I am to see the footage we shot. I keep expecting Chase to lose interest and take off, but he hangs around, and it starts to sink in that he's just as into it as I am. We watch the video from the GoPro first. It's pretty insane. A blizzard of flying foam and torrents of water, and a lot of whimpering I wasn't aware of at the time. I might have been trying to yell for help, but I couldn't form actual words. I was also thrashing around more than I remember. It's a miracle I stayed on the trike. The best part is when the brushes come. It's as if I'm being attacked by two whirling monsters from Where the Wild Things Are. Next, we play Chase's footage from the viewing area next to the washing tunnel. There I am, clinging to the tricycle like it's the only thing keeping me from floating away into outer space. When the freezing cold water hits, my entire body writhes, belly dancer style, only at triple speed. And when the powerful dryer's on, you can actually see my skin pushed up against the bone structure of my skull. It's pure gold. And I have to say that a lot of the credit for that goes to Chase. He's got a real knack for camera work. We laugh until we're falling over each other. It's definitely more fun to watch it than it was to go through it in real life. I show Chase how to piece the video together on the computer, intercutting footage from both cameras for maximum effect. For example, when you see the GoPro image flying all over the place, and then jump to me, jerking and flailing, struggling to keep my perch on the trike, it's even more hilarious because it explains why the picture inside the car wash is so wild and chaotic. Chase catches on quickly and adds some good suggestions of his own, like a split screen of both cameras when the spin brushes come in. At last, we set the whole thing to music, Ride of the Valkyries, and upload the clip to YouTube. We give it a title, How to Clean Your Tricycle. Brendan Espinosa and Chase Ambrose, co-producers. I kid you not, he actually thanks me when I include him in the credits. We watch it on every device in the house, the computer, our phones, and an iPad. We even Chromecast it to the TV. It doesn't get old. If this video won't go viral, there's no justice in the world. Or at least on YouTube. He's still laughing as I see him out. That might be the most fun I ever had. I swear he's like a kindergartner who's just been handed the world's most intricate balloon animal. Without thinking, I reply, How do you know? You've probably forgotten most of the fun you've had. He looks surprised for a few seconds, and I figure I'm about to get his book bag in the side of the head. Then he says, Good point, but it was still awesome. Me and my big mouth. I can't leave well enough alone. You know, we've got a video club at school, and you'd be a natural with your camera skills. We could really use you. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever said aloud. Chase Ambrose and his football buddies have made a career out of terrorizing kids, just like the Vidiots. Recruiting him is like inviting a shark over for sushi. He grins at me. When's the next meeting?
Chapter 7. Shoshana Weber. He did it. The crazy fool actually did it. We're gathered around the smartboard in Mrs. DeLeo's room, watching How to Clean Your Tricycle on YouTube. I've got to hand it to Brendan. When he sets his mind on something, he follows through, even after the entire video club told him to take a hike. And you know what? He knocked it out of the park. I've never seen anything so funny. It's a wonder he didn't get himself killed. But he's very much alive, beaming like a proud papa as he premieres his work to rave reviews from the club. Ms. DeLeo, our faculty advisor, laughs until tears are streaming down her cheeks. Brendan, how could you even dream of doing such a thing? The worst part was how cold the water was, he says, but it was totally worth it. We burst into thunderous applause when the music comes to a crescendo and the tricycle is pedaled out of the shiny bumper into the light. Brendan takes a bow, a goofy grin plastered onto his face. Credits appear on the screen. Produced by Brendan Espinosa and Chase Ambrose. Chase Ambrose? The ovation dies abruptly in the classroom. That's part of the joke, right? Mauricia Dunbar offers dubiously. Like produced by William Shakespeare or Mickey Mouse? Nope, it was really him, Brendan tells us. None of you guys would help me, and he said okay. Why would you even ask him? I blurt, furious. Do you have a death wish or something? Ms. DeLeo steps in. Isn't it enough that the video got made and it's fabulous? I don't have a death wish, Brendan retorts. And you know what? I'm glad I asked him, because he did an awesome job on camera too. Maybe it's from sports, but he has a really steady hand. Better than any of us, including me. We could use a guy like that. I get a sinking feeling in my gut. You didn't. Brendan nods. I invited him to join the club. We all start babbling at the same time. I'm so angry that I can't really make out much of it, but it's pretty obvious that everybody is relating the story of some mean thing that Chase and probably Aaron and Bear did to them. There's definitely no shortage of material. The chorus of complaint goes on and on. Yeah, I get it. Brendan holds up his hands. Those guys picked on me too, more than any of you. Not more than my poor brother, I think. But the Chase Ambrose who worked on this video, Brendan goes on, is not the same person. He lost his memory when he fell off his roof this summer. Total amnesia. I know it sounds weird, but maybe he forgot what a jerk he was. Big talk from the guy who thinks riding a tricycle through a car wash is a smart thing to do, puts in Hugo. Brendan doesn't back down. Seriously, we had a great time yesterday. He was helpful. He had good ideas. He was even nice. He's different. All I can see is a red haze in front of my eyes, and through it, Joel, packing his suitcase to go away to school. I remind Brendan. My brother would be in this room right now if it wasn't for that jerk. I don't want him here. None of us do. That's enough. Ms. DeLeo cuts me off. School clubs are open to everyone. We don't pick and choose. If this boy wants to be a member, then we take him in. It's as simple as that. The atmosphere in the room is supercharged. Rage from me, defiance from Brendan, firmness from the teacher, and varying degrees of protest, discontent, and unease from everyone else. It boils around us when a voice from the doorway asks, Am I late? What did I miss? It's him, the enemy. He enters the room, tentative but smiling. And here I am, unarmed, without my trusty tub of frozen yogurt. Welcome. Ms. DeLeo greets him. Brendan was just showing us your new video. We're so happy you decided to join us. Chase seems hesitant. He probably picks up on the disconnect between Ms. DeLeo's warm welcome and the body language coming off the rest of us. Only the keep out sign is missing. When he sees me, he takes a step back, a little fearful. The fear looks good on him. At least that part of his memory works. He remembers that I'm the person who hates his guts. How to clean your tricycle? Killed, Brendan assures him. And look, we already have 46 views on YouTube. I was hoping it would be viral already, but these things take time. They call it viral because it's supposed to spread fast, like a virus, I put in sourly. Some viruses are slower than others, Brendan replies. So what exactly do you guys do? Chase asks. You know, when you're not riding tricycles through car washes. That bugs me too. For sure, that's how he sees us. A collection of nerdy wingnuts who pull off moronic stunts and call it brilliance. Brendan can be kind of a goofball, but he's also the smartest kid in school. A knuckle-dragger like Chase will never appreciate someone who's destined to accomplish something that will make the world a better place. Why would he? The simplest way to make the world a better place would be to kick out Chase Ambrose. Ms. DeLeo provides the answer. Well, some of us will be working on entries for the National Video Journalism Contest. You mean just Shoshana, Brendan snickers. If you could get your head out of YouTube long enough, I tell him, you'd see what a great opportunity it is. This year's guideline is to profile a senior citizen with an interesting story to tell. We should all consider it. I don't think I know any old people, is Chase's reaction, probably because he gets his jollies by pushing them out into traffic. We'll also be producing the school's video yearbook, the teacher goes on. That's something you can sink your teeth into. I cringe. Bad analogy for Chase, who I always pictured as a mountain lion picking over a carcass. What goes into a video yearbook? Chase asks. Student interviews, mostly. Hugo jumps in. You get so much more than a standard picture and quote. He shrinks back when he remembers who he's talking to. My brother's experience has trained us to avoid capturing Chase's attention. He can't target you if he doesn't notice you're there. Chase nods. Makes sense. Nifty way to keep score of the kids whose lives you've ruined over the year, isn't it? I add bitterly. He's thrown by that, but Miss DeLeo jumps in quickly. We'll also need content on every club and team in the school. Chase, since you play sports, I thought you'd be a natural to cover the athletic program. A hopeful buzz greets this suggestion. Interviewing the jocks is a miserable job, since they're always so uncooperative and hostile. The worst of them is usually our newest member himself, but we've still got Aaron and Bear, plus Joey Petronas, Landon Rubio, and some of the others to contend with. It's like Miss America. If the winner can't fulfill her duties, there are plenty of runners-up to take over the tiara. I'll try, says Chase, but I don't really know those guys so well anymore. I mean, they know me. Well, how about that? Brendan's right. This big dummy fell on his ugly head hard enough to give himself amnesia. What other explanation could there be that he doesn't really know the juvenile co-delinquents that he's partnered with in a reign of terror that covers the entire town? Could Brendan also be right that Chase has no idea what a jerk he is? No. Amnesia can wipe out the details of your past, but it can't change the kind of person you are. Maybe he doesn't remember being a bully. He might have no clue that he tortured Joel to the point where he had no choice but to leave town. But when a person like that wants to know how he feels about something and looks deep inside his black heart, it's still going to be filled with acid. I messaged my theory to Joel later that night. JW Piano Man. So what you're telling me is, I'm in exile and the guy who exiled me doesn't even remember doing it? Shosh 466. That's what they say. JW Piano Man. Don't know what to think about that. Shosh 466. He'll remember soon enough. Or Beta and Gamma Rats will remind him. JW Piano Man. You seem to know a lot about Alpha Rat these days. I start to tell Joel the real headline, who the video club's newest member is. My fingers freeze over my phone screen. My brother is depressed enough. The thought of Chase forcing him away and then parachuting into his spot in the club and ruining it will only make him feel worse. No, that's not it. That slimeball didn't ruin Video Club. What really happened was even worse. Nothing. The worst person in the world came to Miss DeLeo's room and life went on. The other members didn't quit. The ceiling didn't cave in. Our equipment didn't burst into flame. Ms. DeLeo didn't collapse at her desk. We can't stand that guy, but we're going to put up with him. No way am I going to tell Joel that. He's upset enough as it is. Besides, Chase Ambrose will last about 10 minutes in video club. As soon as Ms. DeLeo actually asks him to do something, he'll be gone. So I type Shosh 466. Boring school, boring town. Amnesia equals big news. JW Piano Man. Alpha rat squeezing zits equals big news at that school. Shosh 466. He doesn't have any zits. That's a pointless thing to text Joel. But by the time that occurs to me, I've already tapped send. JW Piano Man. HMS kids are such morons. Shosh 466. Melton kids any better? JW Piano Man. No. It's as if a deep chasm opens up in my stomach. I don't want to make him feel worse, but it needs to be said. Shosh 466. Come on, little bro. You were miserable at home. JW Piano Man. At least there I was special. Here I'm just another second-rate piano player. I think of Chase and want to explode.